Why the cemetery continues to haunt you. As we bring this chilling journey through Alabama's most haunted cemetery to a close, it becomes evident that its spectral allure is not confined to the legends or the cold, hard data of paranormal investigations. Instead, it resides in the delicate interplay between fact and fiction, memory and imagination. This cemetery is more than a collection of weathered stones and unmarked graves. It is a living, breathing entity that thrives on the emotions, fears, and curiosities of those who dare to visit. The question remains, why does this place continue to haunt us so profoundly? The answer lies in its ability to transcend time and space, acting as a bridge between the tangible and the intangible. For every visitor who steps onto its grounds, the cemetery becomes a canvas upon which personal fears, societal anxieties, and historical wounds are projected. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths, not just about the past but about ourselves. The spectral figures, the disembodied whispers, and the inexplicable cold spots are not merely remnants of another realm. They are reflections of our own subconscious. They remind us of the fragility of life, the inevitability of death, and the unresolved stories that linger in the spaces between. Yet, the cemetery's haunting power also stems from its universality. While its legends are deeply rooted in the history of Alabama, they resonate with anyone who has ever grappled with loss, injustice, or the unknown. Its stories are not unique to one culture or era, they are archetypal, tapping into primal fears that transcend geography and time. Whether it's the tragic tale of Lila, the mournful cries of the wailing widow, or the ominous presence of the black dog, these narratives speak to something inherently human, the desire to make sense of the incomprehensible. In a world increasingly dominated by technology and rationality, places like this cemetery offer a rare opportunity to embrace the mysteries that defy explanation. They remind us that not everything can, or should, be quantified, categorized, or dismissed. There is beauty in the unknown, a kind of poetry in the shadows that dance between the tombstones. It is this ambiguity, this refusal to yield to a journey into Hawaii's most haunted college nestled amidst the verdant hills of Oahu, where the gentle trade winds carry whispers from another time, stands one of Hawaii's most prestigious institutions, and perhaps its most haunted. Welcome to Kapiolani Community College, a place where the boundaries between the academic world and the supernatural realm blur in ways that defy both reason and tropical paradise expectations. As we embark on this chilling exploration, imagine yourself walking through these hallowed halls, where the scent of plumeria mixes with an inexplicable chill that no island breeze can explain. In this comprehensive journey, we'll delve deep into the dark corners of what has become known as Hawaii's most haunted college campus. From spectral sightings in century-old classrooms to mysterious footsteps echoing through empty hallways, each chapter will peel back another layer of this paranormal mystery. Our investigation spans decades of documented encounters, blending local Hawaiian legends with modern-day ghost stories that have left even the most skeptical students questioning their reality. As your guide through this haunted academic labyrinth, I'll be sharing verified accounts from students, faculty, and paranormal investigators who've experienced firsthand the unexplainable phenomena that plague this seemingly idyllic institution. We'll explore everything from the historical foundations of the campus to recent technological evidence captured by ghost hunters armed with EMF detectors and infrared cameras. This isn't just another collection of spooky tales, it's a meticulously researched documentation of ongoing supernatural occurrences that continue to unfold within these sacred grounds. Whether you're a believer seeking confirmation of the afterlife, a skeptic searching for rational explanations, or simply someone fascinated by the intersection of education and the supernatural, this series promises to deliver chills that will make you question every shadowy corner of your own surroundings. So, grab your virtual flashlight, adjust your night vision goggles, and prepare to uncover the secrets that make Kapiolani Community College not just a place of learning, but a gateway to something far more mysterious. Before we descend deeper into these haunted halls, let's set the stage with some essential context about this unique educational institution. Established in 1946 as Honolulu Technical School, Kapiolani Community College has grown from its modest beginnings into one of Hawaii's premier higher education facilities. The campus sits strategically at the base of Diamond Head Crater, a location that holds profound significance in Hawaiian mythology as a sacred burial site for ancient warriors. This geographical setting, combined with the college's architectural evolution over 7 decades, has created a perfect storm for paranormal activity. The main building complex, constructed in phases throughout the 1950s and 60s, incorporates several structures that date back to World War II-era military installations. These original buildings were hastily converted from barracks and command posts, retaining much of their original structure beneath layers of modern renovations. Particularly noteworthy is Heiau, the oldest standing building on campus, whose foundation rests directly atop an ancient Hawaiian heiau temple site. Archaeological surveys conducted during expansions in the 1980s revealed numerous artifacts, including human remains, suggesting the area served as both a ceremonial ground and burial site long before Western contact. During the conversion process from military use to educational purposes, many of the original underground tunnels and bunkers remained intact but sealed off. These subterranean spaces, according to campus records, were repurposed as storage areas and maintenance corridors, creating a labyrinthine network beneath the visible campus. The administration's decision to maintain rather than demolish these wartime remnants has been both praised for its historical preservation value and criticized for potentially disturbing sacred grounds. The campus architecture itself reflects a fascinating blend of traditional Hawaiian design elements with mid-century modern construction techniques. The central courtyard, known as Pahulumoku, features lava rock walls that incorporate stones from various demolished heiaus across Oahu, gathered during urban development projects in the 1960s. This practice, while controversial among cultural practitioners, was considered a way to preserve spiritual connections to the land. The administration building's distinctive pagoda-style roofline, inspired by traditional Hawaiian heiau structures, stands in stark contrast to the surrounding concrete jungle of Honolulu, creating an architectural anomaly that seems to bridge different temporal dimensions. Perhaps most significantly, the college's growth coincided with a period of rapid urbanization in Hawaii, leading to the displacement of numerous native Hawaiian families from their ancestral lands. Many of these displaced communities had deep spiritual ties to the land now occupied by the campus. Historical records indicate that several protests occurred during the initial construction phase, with kupuna, elders, warning of dire consequences for disturbing such spiritually significant sites. These warnings, documented in local newspapers of the era, would later take on eerie significance as reports of supernatural occurrences began surfacing shortly after the first classes commenced. The physical layout of the campus, with its maze-like corridors, hidden alcoves, and multiple levels connecting various buildings, creates natural conduits for sound and energy transfer. Combined with Hawaii's unique climate where temperatures rarely fluctuate dramatically, this environment proves ideal for preserving and amplifying paranormal phenomena. The constant humidity, averaging 73%, seems to act as a medium for maintaining residual energy, while the volcanic composition of the underlying terrain might serve as a natural conductor for electromagnetic fields associated with ghostly activity. Logic that keeps the cemetery alive in our collective consciousness. So, as you leave this article behind and return to the safety of your everyday life, take a moment to reflect on the stories we've uncovered. Consider the weight of the past, the resilience of the human spirit, and the thin veil that separates the living from the dead. Perhaps the next time you find yourself near an old cemetery, you'll pause and listen, not just with your ears but with your heart. Because somewhere, beneath the rustling leaves and creaking branches, the whispers of the past are waiting to be heard. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows. Until next time, stay curious, and keep your lantern lit. Most strikingly, the college's position relative to traditional Hawaiian ahupue, land divisions, places it precisely at a convergence point of 3 major districts: Waikiki, Kapahulu, and Waiili. In Hawaiian cosmology, such boundary intersections are considered particularly powerful and spiritually charged locations, often serving as gateways between the physical and spiritual realms. This positioning, combined with the structural characteristics of the campus and its historical context, creates a perfect storm of elements that many believe contribute to the intense paranormal activity reported throughout the years. Beyond its physical attributes, the college's role as an educational institution adds another layer of complexity to its haunted status. The daily presence of thousands of young minds, constantly absorbing knowledge and engaging in creative thought, generates an atmosphere of intense mental energy. Many paranormal researchers suggest this intellectual activity might somehow interact with or awaken dormant spirits connected to the land, creating a feedback loop of supernatural manifestations that intensifies with each passing year. The ghosts of Hawaii. Personal encounters and verified documentation among the myriad of supernatural occurrences reported across Kapiolani Community College's sprawling campus, Hawaii stands out as the epicenter of paranormal activity. The building's name, translating to House of Knowledge in Hawaiian, has taken on a sinister double meaning for those familiar with its haunted reputation. Over the past 3 decades, the administrative staff has meticulously maintained a logbook documenting hundreds of supernatural encounters, creating one of the most comprehensive collections of paranormal evidence found in any educational institution worldwide. Perhaps the most frequently reported phenomenon involves Room 217, a seemingly ordinary classroom located on the 2nd floor. Students and faculty alike have recounted experiences of extreme temperature fluctuations, with digital thermometers recording drops of up to 20 degrees Fahrenheit within seconds. Security footage from October 13, 2019, captured what appears to be a dense fog forming in the center of the room, despite there being no windows and the air conditioning system being disabled. Even more compelling are the audio recordings collected during paranormal investigations, featuring distinct whispering voices speaking in both Hawaiian and English, though the language patterns suggest they originate from different time periods. The experiences of Professor Karen Nakamura provide particularly compelling testimony. During her tenure teaching anthropology from 1995 to 2018, she documented over 50 separate incidents in her office located in Hawaii's West Wing. Her detailed journal entries describe recurring visits from a male figure dressed in traditional Hawaiian warrior attire, complete with feathered helmet and cap of cloth. What sets these encounters apart is their consistency across multiple witnesses. Several students independently described seeing the same apparition standing near the stairwell, always at sunset, during final exam weeks. Thermal imaging cameras deployed during one such sighting recorded a human-shaped heat signature that disappeared through a solid wall. Equally disturbing are the accounts from custodial staff working late-night shifts. Maintenance worker David Wong reported encountering a group of children playing hide-and-seek in the basement archives in 2007. Thinking they were students violating curfew, he approached them only to watch as they vanished when touched. Subsequent research revealed that the area had once housed an orphanage during the early 1900s, explaining the presence of these ghostly children. More recently, in 2021, janitorial staff member Leilani Kahiu captured video evidence of toys moving across the floor of the maintenance room, accompanied by the sound of childish laughter. The most scientifically documented case involves the elevator system in Hawaii's North Tower. Between 2010 and 2015, maintenance records show 137 instances of elevators stopping at random floors with no occupants. During a controlled experiment conducted by paranormal researchers in 2014, EMF meters registered consistent spikes whenever this phenomenon occurred, while security cameras captured distorted images of figures pressing buttons from inside empty elevators. The pattern proved so reliable that the college eventually installed manual override systems to prevent accidental injuries when unsuspecting passengers entered these haunted elevators. Perhaps most chilling are the reports surrounding the library's special collections room. Librarian Susan Kimura maintains a file of over 200 witness statements describing books flying off shelves without apparent cause. However, it's the intelligent interaction observed during live broadcasts that truly defies explanation. During a 2018 paranormal investigation streamed live on social media, viewers witnessed books arranging themselves into specific patterns spelling out Hawaiian words related to death and protection. When investigators spoke aloud asking questions in Hawaiian, the books responded by rearranging themselves to form answers in basic Hawaiian phrases, demonstrating an understanding of context that suggests something far more sophisticated than simple poltergeist activity. These documented cases represent just a fraction of the supernatural activity occurring regularly at Kapiolani Community College. The administration's willingness to acknowledge and record these phenomena has resulted in one of the most extensive databases of paranormal evidence ever compiled by an educational institution. Each incident, whether witnessed by a single individual or captured on multiple devices, contributes to the growing body of proof that Hale-like houses more than just academic knowledge. It serves as a dwelling place for entities whose connection to the land predates modern civilization itself. The island's echoes, cultural significance, and ancient legends. To fully comprehend the haunting phenomena at Kapi'olani Community College, one must delve into the rich tapestry of Hawaiian mythology and cultural traditions that permeate the very soil upon which the campus stands. According to ancient Hawaiian belief, the land now occupied by the college exists within a sacred intersection known as a piuhonua, or place of refuge, where the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds grows exceptionally thin. This concept aligns perfectly with the widespread reports of supernatural activity, particularly during Makahiki season, the traditional Hawaiian New Year when spirits are believed to walk more freely among the living. Local legends speak of Pele's tears, crystal formations created by the volcano goddess herself, which were once abundant in the area before urban development. Elderly residents recall stories passed down through generations about how these tears served as portals for ancestral spirits to communicate with their descendants. The removal of these sacred stones during campus construction in the 1960s is said to have disturbed numerous guardian spirits, known as aumakua, who now manifest their displeasure through various paranormal activities. This connection becomes particularly evident during volcanic eruptions on the Big Island, when reports of supernatural occurrences at the college spike dramatically, as if the entire island chain reacts sympathetically to Pele's movements. The Hawaiian concept of ho'oponopono, or spiritual reconciliation, plays a crucial role in understanding the nature of the hauntings. Many of the documented encounters seem to follow patterns consistent with unresolved conflicts or broken promises made to the land and its original inhabitants. The college's archives contain letters from the 1940s detailing agreements made with local Hawaiian families regarding the preservation of certain sacred sites, many of which were subsequently ignored during expansion projects. These broken pacts, according to cultural practitioners, create what Hawaiians call kino lau, physical manifestations of spiritual discontent that appear as ghostly apparitions or environmental anomalies. Particularly relevant is the legend of the night marchers, warrior spirits who traverse ancient paths during certain moon phases. Several students have reported witnessing processions of torch-bearing figures moving through campus grounds, especially near the perimeter fence bordering the old heiau site. These sightings correlate exactly with dates predicted by traditional Hawaiian lunar calendars for night marcher activity. What makes these reports especially compelling is their consistency with documented accounts from other parts of Hawaii, suggesting that the college campus serves as an important waypoint along established spirit trails. The presence of mo, or lizard guardians, in Hawaiian mythology also finds expression in the campus's haunted history. Many reports describe encounters with large reptilian creatures or sensations of being watched by unseen eyes, particularly near water sources. The campus's retention pond, originally a natural spring considered sacred by ancient Hawaiians, continues to be a focal point for unusual activity. Water quality tests reveal anomalous readings during full moons, coinciding with increased reports of cold spots and electronic malfunctions in nearby buildings. Perhaps most significant is the concept of mana, or spiritual power, which Hawaiians believe accumulates in certain locations based on historical events and the concentration of life force energy. The convergence of multiple ahupue boundaries at the college site creates what cultural experts term a mana vortex, where spiritual energy naturally gathers and sometimes manifests physically. This theory helps explain why paranormal activity appears to increase exponentially during times of celestial alignment or significant astronomical events, as these periods are believed to enhance the flow of mana through the land. The college's haunted reputation also intersects with the Hawaiian tradition of uhane, or the soul's journey after death. Many of the reported apparitions match descriptions of individuals who died violently or unexpectedly in the area before Western contact. Their continued presence suggests unfinished business or a desire to protect their former territories from further development. This interpretation gains credence from the fact that many ghostly encounters occur specifically during construction projects or renovations, as if the spirits seek to influence how their sacred spaces are treated. Cultural practitioners emphasize the importance of proper protocol, or kapu, when dealing with such spiritually charged sites. They argue that many of the haunting phenomena could be mitigated through appropriate ceremonies and observance of traditional practices. The college's current policy of acknowledging and respecting Hawaiian protocols, implemented in 2010, has indeed coincided with a noticeable decrease in aggressive paranormal activity, though the overall level of supernatural occurrences remains high. This suggests that while modern education and ancient spirituality may coexist, they do so within a delicate balance that requires constant attention and respect for cultural traditions. Modern-day mysteries, current haunting patterns, and student testimonies despite advances in technology and scientific understanding. The supernatural activity at Kapiolani Community College continues to evolve in intriguing ways, adapting to contemporary circumstances while maintaining its mysterious essence. Recent years have seen a marked increase in technological interactions with the paranormal, with students reporting unprecedented phenomena involving modern devices. The rise of smartphone usage has led to a surge in documented evidence, as countless students capture inexplicable occurrences through their mobile cameras and recording apps. One particularly alarming trend involves the college's Wi-Fi network, nicknamed SpiritNet, by tech-savvy students. Multiple IT department reports document instances where devices connect to non-existent networks bearing historical names of previous campus buildings or long-dead administrators. In spring 2023 alone, the IT help desk received over 70 complaints about phantom hotspots appearing on student devices, each named after locations or individuals connected to the college's haunted history. Perhaps more disturbing are the text messages students occasionally receive from unknown numbers containing Hawaiian phrases or cryptic warnings about upcoming danger. The emergence of smartwatches and fitness trackers has provided new avenues for documenting paranormal activity. Numerous students have reported sudden spikes in their step counts or heart rate monitors activating without apparent cause while studying in known haunted areas. One particularly compelling case involved a group project meeting in room 217, where all participants' fitness trackers simultaneously registered elevated heart rates and movement, despite everyone remaining seated. The data logs showed activity patterns consistent with running or fighting, though security cameras confirmed no physical movement occurred. Social media platforms have become unexpected arenas for supernatural encounters. Instagram stories posted from certain locations on campus frequently develop strange visual distortions or contain additional figures not present during the original recording. TikTok creators attempting to film dance challenges in the central courtyard often capture shadowy figures mimicking their movements in real time, visible only in the video playback. Snapchat filters applied in particular areas of hair-like sometimes produce facial distortions resembling traditional Hawaiian tattoo patterns, regardless of the filter chosen. Psychological impacts on students have intensified alongside these technological manifestations. Counseling services report a significant increase in anxiety-related appointments during peak haunting seasons, particularly around exam periods. Many students describe experiencing vivid nightmares featuring specific locations on campus, only to discover upon investigation that these dreams accurately depict architectural details they've never personally encountered. The phenomenon extends beyond sleep disturbances, with some students developing irrational fears of particular rooms or corridors, despite having no prior knowledge of their haunted reputations. Current students employ innovative methods to document and interact with the supernatural activity. Drone footage captured by the Campus Photography Club has revealed patterns of light anomalies following specific flight paths above certain buildings, particularly during dawn and dusk. These aerial investigations have mapped out what appears to be an invisible network of energy lines crisscrossing the campus, correlating precisely with traditional Hawaiian spiritual pathways described in ancient chants. Thermal imaging experiments conducted by engineering students have identified persistent cold spots that move predictably between buildings, suggesting purposeful movement rather than random environmental fluctuations. The integration of augmented reality applications has opened new dimensions in paranormal research. Students experimenting with AR mapping tools have discovered layers of information that don't correspond to existing campus blueprints. These virtual mappings often reveal structures and pathways that existed before the college's establishment, prompting archaeological teams to conduct ground-penetrating radar surveys that have confirmed buried foundations matching these digital apparitions. The most startling discovery came when multiple AR users simultaneously detected what appeared to be an entire underground complex extending beneath the central courtyard, complete with holographic representations of figures moving within the space. Classroom dynamics have shifted noticeably in response to ongoing supernatural activity. Professors report increased difficulty maintaining student focus in certain lecture halls, where sudden temperature changes and electronic interference disrupt lessons. Some instructors have adapted by incorporating Hawaiian cultural studies into their curriculum, finding that acknowledging the land's spiritual significance helps mitigate disruptive phenomena. This approach has led to unexpected collaborations between science departments and Hawaiian studies programs, resulting in groundbreaking research that bridges traditional knowledge with modern scientific methodology. Perhaps most significantly, the college's administration has developed a comprehensive protocol for handling supernatural incidents, recognizing their impact on student well-being and academic performance. The implementation of a dedicated support team, comprising counselors trained in both psychological trauma and Hawaiian spiritual practices, has helped students process their experiences constructively. Regular workshops teach coping mechanisms that blend modern therapeutic techniques with traditional Hawaiian healing practices, creating a unique approach to managing the psychological effects of paranormal encounters in an academic setting. Investigative endeavors. Professional ghost hunters and scientific analysis. The escalating frequency and intensity of paranormal activity at Kapi'olani Community College prompted serious attention from professional paranormal investigation teams worldwide. In 2016, the renowned Pacific Paranormal Research Institute, PPRI, launched Operation Mana, a multi-year investigation that would become one of the most comprehensive studies of institutional haunting ever conducted. Utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methodologies, their findings have provided unprecedented insights into the nature of the supernatural phenomena plaguing the campus. Central to PPRI's investigation was their deployment of advanced environmental monitoring systems. Teams installed arrays of quantum entanglement sensors throughout Hawaii, capable of detecting minute fluctuations in particle behavior. Their analysis revealed consistent patterns of quantum decoherence occurring in specific locations, particularly near the ancient Heiau site. These quantum anomalies correlated precisely with periods of heightened paranormal activity, suggesting a potential link between quantum physics and supernatural manifestations. The data showed that during intense haunting episodes, localized regions experienced measurable disruptions in the fabric of spacetime, supporting some researchers' theories about ghosts representing folds or ripples in dimensional boundaries. The college's administration faces constant pressure from parents concerned about their children's safety in such an environment. Parental advisory committees have formed to monitor supernatural developments, demanding regular updates on haunting patterns and mitigation strategies. This scrutiny has led to the implementation of a color-coded alert system similar to weather warnings, notifying students and faculty of expected paranormal activity levels. While controversial, this system has proven effective in reducing panic by providing predictable frameworks for understanding and responding to supernatural events. Social dynamics among students have undergone significant transformation. Support groups have emerged organically, creating tight-knit communities united by shared experiences of the supernatural. These groups serve dual purposes, providing emotional support while developing practical strategies for navigating haunted areas. Intriguingly, research indicates that students who actively engage with these support networks show better adaptation to the paranormal environment and experience fewer negative psychological effects than those who attempt to ignore or deny the supernatural presence. The college's athletic programs have adapted uniquely to the supernatural challenge. Sports psychologists work closely with teams to develop mental resilience against paranormal distractions during competitions. Training sessions now include exercises designed to maintain focus despite environmental anomalies, drawing parallels between overcoming supernatural interference and conquering performance anxiety. This innovative approach has actually enhanced overall athletic performance, as athletes learn to maintain composure under increasingly unpredictable conditions. Faculty members have developed specialized pedagogical strategies to maintain academic standards despite frequent supernatural interruptions. Lecture materials are designed with built-in redundancy, anticipating potential disruptions from ghostly activity. Course schedules incorporate buffer periods for recovery from frightening encounters, while assessment methods have evolved to account for supernatural interference during exams. These adaptations have inadvertently fostered greater flexibility and creativity in teaching approaches, benefiting the entire educational process beyond just haunted contexts. The broader academic community has taken notice of Kapi'olani's unique challenges, leading to increased collaboration with other institutions facing similar issues. This has resulted in the formation of an international consortium of haunted educational facilities, sharing best practices for managing supernatural environments while maintaining educational integrity. The college's experience has become a case study in crisis management, with representatives frequently invited to speak at conferences about integrating paranormal considerations into institutional planning and student support systems. Perhaps most significantly, the constant presence of the supernatural has fostered a unique sense of community resilience. Students and staff have developed innovative coping mechanisms that blend traditional Hawaiian spiritual practices with modern psychological techniques. This fusion has created a distinctive campus culture where supernatural awareness is normalized, leading to decreased stigma around discussing paranormal experiences. The result is a more open, supportive environment where individuals feel empowered to share their encounters without fear of ridicule, ultimately strengthening the entire college community's ability to face both natural and supernatural challenges. The haunting phenomena at Kapi'olani Community College offer profound insights into the nature of paranormal activity and its implications for our understanding of reality. Through careful analysis of documented evidence and testimonies, several key patterns emerge that challenge conventional thinking about ghostly encounters. First and foremost, the cyclical nature of supernatural manifestations correlates strongly with both celestial alignments and seasonal variations in Earth's electromagnetic field. This suggests that paranormal activity might operate within natural cosmic rhythms rather than existing as purely random occurrences. The precise timing of events, often predictable to within minutes using astronomical calculations, implies a deeper connection between spiritual phenomena and universal forces than previously recognized. The intelligence displayed by many of the entities encountered provides compelling evidence for consciousness persisting beyond physical death. Their demonstrated ability to interact with technology, manipulate environmental conditions, and respond meaningfully to human communication attempts suggests sophisticated awareness rather than mere residual energy imprints. Particularly noteworthy is their capacity to adapt to modern circumstances, utilizing contemporary devices and social media platforms to convey messages. This technological fluency indicates either evolving capabilities post-transition or the ability to access collective human knowledge in real time, challenging traditional notions of ghostly limitations. The geographic specificity of haunting patterns reveals important information about the nature of supernatural attachment. Entities consistently manifest in locations corresponding to ancient Hawaiian spiritual pathways and traditional burial sites, suggesting strong connections to specific physical coordinates. However, their ability to traverse these defined areas and interact with people regardless of location implies a complex relationship between spiritual anchoring points and mobility. This duality hints at a layered existence where spirits maintain primary connections to certain locations while possessing the capability for broader influence. The psychological impact on witnesses provides valuable data about human perception and consciousness. Consistent reports of shared experiences across multiple witnesses, documented through synchronized sensory input from various devices, demonstrates that paranormal encounters affect both subjective experience and objective reality. The neurological responses observed in affected individuals mirror those activated during religious or mystical experiences, suggesting that supernatural encounters might represent a legitimate extension of human consciousness rather than mere hallucination or delusion. This perspective aligns with quantum consciousness theories proposing that our perception of reality is fundamentally interconnected with unseen dimensions. As we conclude our journey through Kapiolani Community College's haunted halls, it becomes clear that these supernatural encounters represent far more than mere ghost stories or isolated paranormal events. The convergence of ancient Hawaiian spirituality, modern scientific investigation, and personal testimonies paints a complex picture of reality where the boundaries between the physical and metaphysical blur in profound ways. Rather than viewing these phenomena as threats or aberrations, perhaps we should consider them as invitations to expand our understanding of existence, consciousness, and our place within the cosmic order. The college's unique position at the intersection of traditional Hawaiian culture and contemporary education has created a living laboratory for exploring these mysteries. Its haunted reputation, rather than deterring academic pursuit, has instead fostered an environment where scientific rigor meets spiritual awareness. The documented evidence, spanning decades and encompassing multiple disciplines, suggests that what we traditionally categorize as supernatural might actually represent natural phenomena operating beyond our current comprehension. This realization demands a paradigm shift in how we approach not just paranormal research, but our fundamental understanding of reality itself. For those drawn to explore similar mysteries, whether at Kapiolani Community College or elsewhere, remember that true investigation requires equal measures of skepticism and openness. Approach each encounter with respect for both scientific methodology and cultural traditions. Document everything meticulously, but remain aware that some aspects of these phenomena might forever elude quantification or explanation. The most meaningful discoveries often emerge not from proving or disproving supernatural claims, but from embracing the questions they raise about our shared human experience and the mysteries that bind us to places of power. Ultimately, the haunting of Kapiolani Community College teaches us that education extends far beyond textbooks and lecture halls. It encompasses the lessons whispered by ancient stones, the wisdom carried on trade winds from distant shores, and the courage to confront the unknown lurking in familiar spaces. Whether you choose to visit these haunted grounds in person or simply carry their story in your mind, remember that the most profound learning often occurs in the spaces where light meets shadow, where science touches spirit, and where the past reaches out to shape our understanding of the present.